November is here, and first off we have F1 Race from Nintendo. This is, as you might have gathered, a racing game, the first racing game on this platform. Oddly, this was never given a US release. Unlike Devil World, there is nothing that could be considered offensive. I'm thinking that since Nintendo was releasing a later game, Mach Rider, as a launch title, they decided they didn't really want two very similar games for the system at the same time, so F1 Race just got passed by. This style of 3D racing game was still pretty new when F1 Race came out. The genre was defined by Namco's Pole Position from 1982. F1 is really just a thinly disguised Pole Position clone. We've got the same behind the vehicle viewpoint, the same cars, the mountains in the background, and the billboards going by. F1 does move the camera up to a slightly higher angle, however. Now granted, for a very early Famicom game, and the first that attempts any sort of 3D effects, F1 does look pretty good. Not nearly as good as later titles like Rad Racer, but still it's pretty impressive. Those billboards, however, never get any bigger, they just stay in the background. Maybe they're really huge billboards that are miles away. Now just like Pole Position, F1 is one of those racing games where if your bumper barely taps another car's tire, you'll suddenly burst into a huge fireball, while the other car remains unharmed, I might add. The controls pretty much do what they should. Everything is relatively simple, you just have 2 gears and an accelerator. It's a decent little game, and certainly the most visually impressive racing game released on a console at this point. Too bad it never came out in the US.